Hello friends, today I am going to teach what are parts of speech.
Parts of speech. See, what are parts of speech? Words that we speak are divided into different classes called as parts of speech. See, there are 8 parts of speech, namely noun, adjective, verb, pronoun, adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. What is a noun? See, a noun is a word which represents a person, place, animal or thing. Example, Ravi. Ravi is a person. Boy is a person. Girl is a person. India, place, city, place, country, place, dog, animal, table, thing, computer, thing. Now let's see the classification of nouns. See, nouns can be classified as first, proper noun and common noun. Second, countable and uncountable noun. Third, collective and abstract noun. This is how nouns are classified. Now let's see one by one. Proper noun and common noun. See, a proper noun is a noun that represents name of a particular person, place, animal or thing. See, look at the examples. Ram, Mohan, India, Rajasthan, Jaipur, Mumbai, Infosys, Wipro. See, Ram is a proper noun because it is telling about a particular person. See, there could be many Rams, thousands or lakhs of people named Ram. But we are talking about a particular person whose name is Ram. Similarly, Mohan, we are talking about a particular person whose name is Mohan. India, it is a particular country, name of a particular country. Rajasthan, it is a name of a particular state. Jaipur, Mumbai, name of particular cities. Infosys and Wipro. See, these are representing name of particular companies. So these are also proper nouns. See, it should be noted from the above examples that names of companies are also proper nouns, and also proper nouns always start with capital letter. See, when we talk about name of a person, place, animal or any company or anything, it starts with a capital letter. You can see the examples. A common noun is a noun that represents person, place, animal or thing in general. See, just like boy, girl, man, woman, city, country, table, chair. See, when we talk about boy, we are talking about any boy in general. We are not talking about a particular boy. So it is a common noun. Similarly, girl, we are not talking about a particular girl. But when we say girl, it is a common noun. Man, woman, same thing. City, country, we are not talking about a particular city like Jaipur, Mumbai, and we are not talking about any country like India, China, France, etc. Similarly, table, chair, so all these are common nouns. Countable and uncountable noun. See, a countable noun is a noun which can be counted. See, when we talk about pencils, pens, computers, chairs, etc., all these things can be counted. Just look at the examples. 3 pencils, 4 pens, 2 computers, 5 chairs. All these can be counted. Now, let's see what is an uncountable noun. An uncountable noun is a noun which cannot be counted. See, we can't say 1 water, 2 water, 3 waters or 1 ghee, 2 ghee, 3 milks, 4 golds. See, we can say 1 liter of water, 2 liters of water or 1 kg ghee, 2 kg ghee. We can say 2 liters of milk and 10 grams of gold, 20 grams of gold, but these things cannot be counted. Uncountable nouns generally belong to liquids and gases, for example, water, coffee, milk, air, oxygen. Solid substances, wood, metal, cheese, sand. Subjects, mathematics, accountancy, economics. See, mathematics cannot be counted because it is a subject. We can't say 1 mathematics, 2 mathematics. Similarly, we can't say 2 accountancy, 3 accountancy or 4 accountancy, and same case in economics also. Collective and abstract noun. What is a collective noun? A collective noun is that noun which represents a group or a collection of things, persons or animals, etc. See, look at the examples. Army, it is a group of soldiers, so it is a collective noun. Police, it is a group of policemen. Crowd, it is a crowd of people or group of people, so it is a collective noun. Similarly, bunch of keys. Now, what is an abstract noun? An abstract noun is that noun which represents a quality, state, condition, etc. Example, happiness, sadness, honesty, thickness, sickness, etc. See, however, all these are adverbs, but we are using them as nouns. Abstract noun represent those nouns which are generally used as adverbs, but we are using them as nouns. Just like you can say, his happiness made him win the match. So, happiness is a subject. We are talking about happiness, that what happiness did. His sadness killed him. Here also we are talking about sadness. His honesty made him win the match. Thickness, just like all these, thickness, sickness, all these are abstract nouns. His sickness made him more covered. His sickness made him covered. So, we are talking about a subject. So, all these are used as abstract nouns. Adjective. What is adjective? An adjective is a word which tells something about a noun. It can be related to quality, quantity or number. Example, honest person, many flowers, 3 pencils. See, person, flowers and pencils are nouns. And what it is telling about person? Honest. What it is telling about flowers? There are many flowers. What it is telling about pencils? That there are 3 pencils. In the above examples, the words honest, many and 3 are telling us about the quality, quantity and number of nouns, persons, flowers and pencils respectively. See, honest person, honest is the quality. Many flowers, many, it is the quantity. 3 pencils, it is the number of pencils. This is how we use adjectives. Verb. What is a verb? See, a verb is a word used to describe an action, state or occurrence. Examples, run, play, read, write, jump, sing, dance. See, all these are verbs. Look at the following sentences. Ashish lives in Delhi. So it is expressing an occurrence that Ashish lives in Delhi. Lives is the verb. Ramesh plays cricket. So plays is the verb. Sita sings well. Sings is the verb. I am reading a book. Reading is the verb. He is writing on a copy. So writing, it is a verb. See, in the above sentences, lives, plays, sings, reading, writing are the words which are representing action of something being done. Hence, they are verbs. See, either they can represent action or state or occurrence. For example, I am reading a book. It is a state that I am reading a book. Ashish lives. It is expressing occurrence. And Ramesh plays. Plays is representing Action. Sita sings well. It is also an action. He is writing. Writing is an action. This is how we use verbs. Now let's look at the types of verbs. See, verbs can be transitive or intransitive. A transitive verb is that which has an object with the subject. Examples are as follows. See, Ramesh created that drawing. Ravi made a photo. He breaks the table. Suresh is writing a letter. See, in the above sentences, Ramesh, Ravi, he and Suresh are the subjects and main verbs are created, made, breaks and writing respectively. Now we can see that in every sentence there is an object for the subject which is coming after the verb. That is drawing, photo, table and letter respectively. See, Ramesh is the subject and drawing is the object. Ravi made a photo. Ravi is the subject and photo is the object and verb is made. Similarly, Ramesh created that drawing. Created is the verb. He breaks the table. Now he is the subject and table is the object and the verb is breaks. Suresh is writing a letter. Suresh is the subject and letter is the object. And what is the main verb? Writing. This is how we use transitive verbs. Types of verbs intransitive. Now let's look at intransitive verbs. An intransitive verb is that which does not have an object. It is used alone. Examples are as follows. See, the sun shines. Ravi is laughing. Sita is crying. He is running. In the above sentences we can see that shines, is laughing, is crying and is running are the verbs without any object. So they are intransitive. See, in the previous slide there were objects after the verb, but here there is no objects. The sun shines. Shines, it is only verb, there is no object. Ravi is laughing. Only verb is laughing. Sita is crying. Only verb is crying. He is running. Only verb is running. There is no object after that. This is how we use intransitive verbs. Adverb. What is an adverb? See, an adverb is a word which adds some more quality to, or we can say modifies a verb, adjective or another adverb. Examples of adverbs can be slowly, gently, politely, thickness, happiness, sadness, very, to, honesty, etc. Look at the following sentences. He drives slowly. So what is the adverb? Slowly. Rohan speaks politely. What is the adverb? Politely. Ramesh eats fast. What is the adverb? Fast. In the above three sentences, the words slowly, politely and fast are the adverbs which are modifying verbs drive, speak and eat respectively. See, drives is a verb and the adverb is slowly. How he drives? Slowly. Rohan speaks politely. How does Rohan speak? Politely. So politely is the adverb which is modifying the verb speak. Ramesh eats fast. How does Ramesh eat? Fast. So fast is the adverb which is modifying the verb eats. Now look at the following sentences. He drives too slowly. Rohan speaks very politely. Ramesh eats so fast. See, in the above three sentences, the words too, very and so are adverbs which are modifying another adverbs slowly, politely and fast respectively. See, as I told earlier, slowly, politely, fast, all these are also adverbs. But the words to, very, so, they are modifying, they are adding some more quality to the adverbs slowly, politely and fast. How does he drive? Too slowly. Slowly is already an adverb and we have added to. So to is also an adverb. How does Rohan speak? Very politely. How politely? Very politely. So politely is already adverb and we have added very. Ramesh eats so fast. How fast Ramesh eats? So fast. So fast is already an adverb. We have added so. Now let's look at some other sentences. He is a too slow driver. So too is the adverb. Rohan is very polite in speaking. Very is the adverb. Ramesh is so quick in eating. So is the adverb. In the above three sentences, the words too, very and so are adverbs which are modifying adjectives slow, polite and quick respectively. See, slow is an adjective and the adverb which is modifying it is too. Polite is an adjective and the adverb which is modifying it is very, very polite. Quick is an adjective and the adverb which is modifying quick is so. So this is how we can modify adjectives also. What is a pronoun? See, a pronoun is a word used in place of a noun. Example, he, she, it, they, them, him, you, yours, your, his, these, myself, himself, herself. Suppose we are talking about a person, say Ram. We are talking about his qualities. Example, Ram is honest, Ram is intelligent, Ram is brave, etc. So, Ram is only a noun and for every sentence about Ram, we won't use his name again and again. In place of Ram, we will use pronoun. That is he. Ram is honest. He is intelligent. He is brave. Apart from these, we can say many sentences, many things about Ram. For example, we can describe Ram is a person or Ram is a student of class 10. He is very sincere. He is very hardworking. He is very intelligent. Similarly, in place of he, we can use she for females. Sita is a student of class 12. She is very intelligent. She is brave. She is very honest. That is how we use pronoun. Now what are types of pronouns? See, there are several different kinds of pronouns including personal pronouns, that is he, she, they. Even we use it also in personal pronoun. It is used for non-living things or animals. Demonstrative pronouns. Example, this, these. Interrogative pronouns. Example, which, who. Indefinite pronouns. Example, none, several. Possessive pronouns. Example, his, her, their. Reciprocal pronouns. Example, each other, one another. Relative pronouns. Example, which, where. Reflexive pronouns. Example, himself, herself, even themselves is also a reflexive pronoun. Or ourselves, this is also reflexive pronoun. Demonstrative pronouns. See, these pronouns are used to demonstrate or indicate. This, that, these and those are all demonstrative pronouns. See, look at the examples. This is the mobile I was looking for. Shall I take those pens? So this and those are the pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, because they are demonstrating or indicating a particular thing. Even we can use these pronouns as in for persons also. For example, this is the boy who had topped in the class. This is the pen which belongs to me. These people were looking at him. Like this, there could be many examples. This is how we use demonstrative pronouns. Indefinite pronouns. See, unlike demonstrative pronouns which point out specific items, indefinite pronouns are used for non-specific things. This is the largest group of pronouns. All, some, any, several, anyone, nobody, each, both, few, either, none, one and no one are the most common used indefinite pronouns. Examples: somebody must have seen the watchman. Now we are talking about somebody. We are not talking about somebody particular or some specific person. We are talking about an unknown person. He or she could be anyone. So somebody is the indefinite pronoun in this sentence. Similarly, look at the other example. Several persons did not come in the party. Now we are not talking about some specific persons that these three or these four did not come in the party, just like we used in demonstrative pronouns. These people did not come, this pen belongs to me, but we are talking about several persons which could be any. Suppose there were 50 persons who had to attend the party. We don't know how many of them didn't come, so we are using several. This is how we use indefinite pronouns. Interrogative pronouns. See, these pronouns are used in questions. Although they are classified as pronouns, it is not easy to see how they replace nouns. Who, which, what, where and how are all interrogative pronouns. See, look at the examples. Who told you to do that? Now, who is the interrogative pronoun? And why we are calling it as interrogative? Because it is asking a question. Like in previous slides, we had done sentences. So, whenever there was a question, it was called interrogative sentence. Similarly, whenever there is a question and whenever we use words like who, which, what, where and how, these are all interrogative pronouns. These are all used in questions. Which student got the highest marks? What is your name? How do you go there? Like this we use interrogative pronouns. Personal pronouns. See, the personal pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, they and who. More often than not, but not exclusively, they replace nouns representing people. See, just as I can replace a noun, my name is Avinash, I belong to Jaipur. You can also be replaced by noun. You are Ramesh. You are very intelligent. He can also be replaced with noun. For example, Ram is very intelligent. He had topped in the class. And she also. Sita is very beautiful. She is very intelligent too. And like it, Plato is the dog which I was looking for. It barks slowly. But we cannot be replaced by noun because it is a group. We are three brothers. We are coming to the party. They. This can also be, this is also a group of people or group. So this cannot be replaced with a noun. And who also cannot be replaced by noun. Look at the examples. We have reached on time. He is not available right now. We can say Mohan is the CEO of this company or managing director of this company. He is not available right now. So he is the pronoun, personal pronoun. They have crossed Jaipur. They is the personal pronoun. See, just as I told, we and they cannot be replaced by person because they are plural. This is how we use personal pronouns. Possessive pronouns. See, possessive pronouns are used to show possession. As they are used as adjectives, they are also known as possessive adjectives. My, your, his, her, its, our and their are all possessive pronouns. See, look at the examples. Have you seen his book? In this example, the pronoun his replaces a word like Ramesh. Just like we can say, have you seen Ramesh's book? So instead of Ramesh, we are using his. Why it is called possessive pronoun? Because this book is his belonging. That is why it is called possessive pronoun. Their topic was very good for debate. There is the possessive pronoun because it was their topic. The topic belongs to them. They had created. This is how we use possessive pronouns. What are relative pronouns? See, relative pronouns are used to add more information to a sentence. Which, that, who, including whom and whose, and where are all relative pronouns. Look at the example. Mr. S.N. Sharma, who lectured at St. Xavier's Jaipur for more than 20 years, is no more. See, in this example, the relative pronoun who introduces the clause and who lectured at St. Xavier's Jaipur for 20 years and refers back to Mr. S.N. Sharma. This is how it is relating. We can say the boy who was sitting behind Ramesh was punished. Here also, who is a relative pronoun. The boy is sitting behind Ramesh. This is the person whom I met yesterday. Now here, whom is the relative pronoun. This is how we use relative pronouns. What are reciprocal pronouns? See, reciprocal pronouns are used for actions or feelings that are reciprocated. The two most common reciprocal pronouns are each other and one another. See, examples, they like one another. They talk to each other as if they are brothers. See, one another means one person is talking to second person and second person is talking back to that first person. They talk to each other as if they are brothers. So each other is the reciprocal pronoun because two persons or more persons, they are talking to each other. One is talking to another and another is talking to that person. This is how we use reciprocal pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. See, what are reflexive pronouns? A reflexive pronoun ends with self or selves and refers to another noun or pronoun in the sentence, usually the subject of the sentence. The reflexive pronouns are myself, yourself, herself, himself, itself, ourselves, yourselves and themselves. These are reflexive pronouns. Examples: I have done my work myself. He has injured himself. So wherever there is self or selves, all these are reflexive pronouns. They did their work themselves. You speak yourself. You all have injured yourselves. This is how we use reflexive pronouns.
Preposition. What is a preposition? A preposition is a word that tells us about true relationship between two words. There may be several relationships between two words. See, for example, a cat is dash the wall. See, we may get several possible relationships between cat and wall. A cat is near the wall. A cat is above the wall. A cat is outside the wall. Each word in bold gives a different picture of cat and wall. See, near is telling something different, above is telling something different, outside is telling something different relationship. These three words are telling relationship between cat and wall. Preposition could tell us about relationship between a noun and a noun, a pronoun and a pronoun, a noun and a pronoun, a verb and a noun or pronoun, an adjective or adverb and a noun or pronoun. That means between an adjective or noun pronoun, between an adverb and noun or pronoun. Examples of prepositions. See, as I told earlier, a preposition can tell relationship between a noun and a noun. Just like the cat is above the wall. Now above is the preposition which is telling relationship between cat and wall, which are two nouns. A pronoun and a pronoun. I saw him with them. Now him is a pronoun, them is a pronoun, and with is the preposition which is telling relationship between him and them. A noun and a pronoun. Ankit is near me. Ankit is a noun, me is a pronoun, and near is the preposition which is telling relationship between Ankit and me. Now let's see a verb and a noun or pronoun. I go to your house. Now go is a verb and house is a noun. So to is the preposition which is telling relationship between go and house. That is a verb and a noun. Now let's see an adjective or adverb and a noun or pronoun. If I say he is happy with me. Now happy is an adjective, me is a pronoun, and with is the preposition which is telling relationship between happy and me. See, if I had said he is happy with Sita. Now Sita is a noun and with is the preposition and happy is adjective. So happy and Sita, that is adjective and noun. With is the word which is telling relationship between the adjective happy and the noun Sita. If I had said he is feeling happiness with Sita. Now what is happiness? It is an adverb and Sita is a noun. So with is telling the relationship between an adverb happiness and a noun Sita. If I had said he is feeling happiness with her. Now happiness is an adverb and her is a pronoun and with is the preposition which is telling relationship between happiness and her. Types of preposition. See, there are mainly 5 types of prepositions. Prepositions for time, prepositions for place, prepositions for direction, prepositions for agent, and prepositions for things. Prepositions of time. See, prepositions of time show the relationship of time between the nouns to the other parts of a sentence. Examples: on, at, in, from, to, for, since, ago, before, till, until, by, etc. are the most common preposition of time. Look at the examples. We started working at 11 a.m. So at is the preposition and 11 a.m. is the time for which it is telling. There is a holiday in December. December is also a point of time. And in is the preposition. Our company called a meeting on 11th October. 11th October is the point of time and on is the preposition. He has not been coming to school since Wednesday. Wednesday is the point of time and since it is the preposition. There could be many other examples. We had reached there before Friday. Friday is the point of time and before is the preposition. I have to stay here till he comes. Till is the preposition. Preposition of time. And other examples: you should reach on time, and I am joining the office from Monday. Monday is the point of time, from is the preposition. I have not been working here for 4 years. So 4 is the preposition and 4 years is the time period. This is how we use prepositions of time. Prepositions of place and direction. Prepositions of place show the relationship of place between the nouns to the other parts of a sentence. Examples: on, at, in, by, from, to, towards, up, down, across, between, among, through, in front of, behind, above, over, under, below, etc. These are the most common prepositions of place or direction. Now look at the sentences. We are at home. So at is the preposition and home is the place. He has come from US. From is the preposition and US is the country, or we can say the place from which he has come. The police broke into the house. House is the place and into is the preposition. I live across that river. Now river is the place, across is the preposition. There could be other examples also. For example, see, he is standing below the terrace. So terrace is the place and below is the preposition. He is standing over the bridge. Over is the preposition and bridge is the place or we can say thing, but it is place also. So this is how we use prepositions of place and direction. Prepositions of agents or things. See, prepositions of agents or things indicate a casual relationship between nouns and other parts of the sentence. Examples of, for, by, with, about, etc. These are the most used and common prepositions of agents or things. Examples: this article is about smartphones. Now things are smartphones and about is the preposition. Most of the people have come. Of is the preposition and people are agents. I will always be here for you. For is the preposition here and you is the agent we are talking about. He is playing with his friends. Now here with is the preposition and friends are the agents. Like this we use prepositions of agents or things. Conjunctions. What is a conjunction? See, a conjunction is a word that joins two words or sentences. Example, Ram and Sham, he or his father, either mango or banana. In the above, the words in bold are joining two words, like and is joining Ram Sham, or is joining he, his father, either mango or banana. These two are also conjunctions. They are joining mango, banana. This is how we use conjunctions. Look at the following sentences. Either you come or he will come. See, there are two conjunctions either and or which are joining two sentences. You come, he will come. As I am not feeling well, I will not come to office. See, as what is as it is a conjunction which is joining two sentences. I am not feeling well, I will not come to office. Until it is 6 p.m., don't come to my house. See, until is the conjunction which is joining two sentences. It is 6 p.m., don't come to my house. Unless you don't work hard, you will not get success. See, unless is the conjunction which is joining two sentences. You don't work hard, you will not get success. See, in the above sentences, the words in bold are joining two different sentences, either, or, as, until, unless. See, there are several words which could be used both as conjunctions and prepositions. See, look at the examples. First A, don't come to my house until 6 p.m. Here until is used as a preposition. It is telling relationship between house and time 6 p.m. Now look at the sentences. First B, until it is 6 p.m. don't come to my house. See here, until is being used as a conjunction because it is telling it is joining the two sentences. It is 6 p.m. and don't come to my house. Now look at the other example. Second A, you are acting as an enemy. See here, as is being used as a preposition because it is telling relationship between verb acting and enemy. As you are in the other side, I am not talking with you. Here as is being used as a conjunction. It is joining two sentences. You are in the other side, I am not talking with you. What is interjection? See, as we learnt in sentences, there are exclamatory sentences. The same thing is interjection. An interjection is a word or group of words that expresses a sudden or strong feeling. Look at the examples. Wow, what a wonderful scene. It is expressing a strong feeling. So, wow, it is an interjection. There is an exclamation sign after wow. Similarly, alas, she is dead. It is expressing a sad feeling, and this wow, what a wonderful scene, it is expressing a strong feeling, or we can say something very happy or delighted. Hooray, we have won the match. It is also expressing a delightful feeling, a feeling of happiness. So hooray, it is an interjection. Oh, I am unable to tolerate pain. See, oh is the word which is interjection, and it is expressing a feeling of pain. It is expressing a strong feeling. This is how we use interjections. Thanks for watching this video. For watching more videos, please subscribe my channel.